What's up, guys? Checking in to talk about the Ricky Hatton comeback. Ricky Hatton is going to be fighting this Saturday, November 24th, and I'm going to go ahead and weigh in on his comeback and give you my thoughts about the fight and the future of Ricky Hatton. First of all, I have to say I'm looking forward to this fight. I'm definitely looking forward to this fight. And I'm glad to see Ricky Hatton, coming back to the sport. Um, Ricky Hatton in the past was around at a time where there was a lot of talent out, a lot of well-known talent. And I just kind of looked at him like, he was just a hype job. He was just a hype job who really wasn't that talented. And eventually, he did end up getting exposed, in a couple of fights, and he lost some pretty big fights, to, Floyd Mayweather. And then, you know, he was viciously knocked out by Manny Pacquiao, man. He was Ricky flattened in that fight. Um, but after he's been gone for so long, I'm actually looking forward to Ricky Hatton coming back. Ricky Hatton brings, a lot of good things to the sport of boxing. He brings an electrified fan base. Um, he just brings something different. He brings a different style. And I think boxing has missed Ricky Hatton, so I'm glad personally that he's coming back. He's going to be facing his demons. That's a big deal. It's always good to see these guys come back. After they've had, maybe a little bit of a troubled past and come back and face their demons. Um, he lost to two of the best guys in the world at the time. And there's not really too much shame in that, so I'm cool. I'm cool about his comeback. I'm cool with him coming back to, redeem, himself and coming back to prove, if he has anything left in the tank. I say why not? There's a lot of fights I'd like to see him in, assuming he gets past Senchenko. Hopefully, he gets a big knockout win and he can move forward. There's a lot of guys at 140 to 147 that I'd like to see him fight. There's no reason why he should jump in there with the top guys. Even when he was in his prime, he couldn't beat, a lot of the top guys out there. I don't think he was ever on the level of a Floyd or a Pacquiao at that time or any of the top guys. Um, and I think he would probably be crazy to even try to mix it up with the likes of a Danny Garcia or, any guy who's a top guy at welterweight, a Timothy Bradley, or Roberto. But there's fights out there for Ricky Hatton that would still be interesting fights. There's obviously the Amir Khan or the Kell Brook fight. I think the Amir Khan fight is a really interesting fight because, a prime Hatton versus, Amir Khan, especially the state that Amir Khan is in these days, is an interesting fight. Amir Khan's a chinny guy right now. A lot of speculation on whether he could take a punch. It's well documented that he can't handle inside fighters. So that would be a great fight, especially in the UK. It'd just be a fun fight to watch. I still think Amir Khan wins that fight pretty easy, but it'd still be a fun fight to watch and it would generate, a lot of views and it would be good for the sport. So why not see him lace him up with Amir Khan? Um, why not see him fight a guy like a Marquez? Another fight I think would be a really difficult fight for Hatton, but why not? Why not get to see the fight? Or a Zab Judah. That would be a really fun fight to watch. Zab Judah versus Ricky Hatton, two guys that have a lot to prove, a lot to, redeem themselves for as far as in their boxing careers. I'd be interested in watching it. So, I'm really interested to see where Ricky Hatton goes from this fight. I'm looking forward to this fight. And there's only one Ricky Hatton, so I'm glad he's coming back. Um, and like I said, I can only respect a guy who is coming back after facing his demons, and man's up and says, you know what? I want to be happy with the guy that I see in the mirror, so I'm gonna come back and try to build my legend and leave, the sport of boxing on my terms. And be remembered for something else other than, being taken out by Manny Pacquiao. Um, so once again, I'm looking forward to this fight. You guys, let me know what y'all's thoughts are on the Ricky Hatton comeback. Can he be successful? Um, just let me know what you think. As always, peace.